everybody, welcome back to my channel, Transform Through God's Word. Today we're going to be talking about annotating, how to set up your book, how to use a notebook to take notes. I use the Cornell note-taking method, and I'm going to be showing just how I set it up, how to create a key, how I'm going to be doing things, and also I have a ebook, the Bible study for it, so I will show you guys how I do it in a PDF form and everything like that. So for everybody who has just happened to stumble across this video, I hope something is said and done that you would consider subscribing to the channel. And I hope everybody will give the video a thumbs up and also hit the notification bell so that way you can be notified when new videos have been uploaded. And if you get a chance, make sure to share the video for it to help others who would like to learn about annotating. So to go ahead and get started, the first thing that I do, you guys, is of course I have my book, and the first thing that I do is I use tabs. So here in my little compartment thing, I have different little tabs. You have these, and I have these. You have different size tabs that you can use. These I got from Walmart. These you can get, Walgreens, CVS, anything like that. And these I got from Office Depot. So you can use different tabs to tab, and the things that I tab are the chapters. I like to tab off the chapters so that way I know when each chapter is getting ready to begin. Now some people tab only key things that are, if it's a theme, however they want to color code how they, if they have something that has to do with a theme or a mood change or anything like a new character. Some people will use tabs to mark those. I don't. I use tabs just for the chapters in the book. So how I create a key for annotating, I do use, sometimes I have these sticky notes that I got from Amazon, and they're big and they have tabs on it, and normally I cut it and put it at the front of my book like I did Lady in Waiting. Let me grab that book real quick so you guys can see. So this was Lady in Waiting, and how I created the key and put it at the front, and it had the little tab on it. But this book, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to actually be writing it inside the actual book. So I'll actually be doing it on this side right here. And the markers I decided that I'm going to be using is the Zebra mild liner. And these I got from Target. And I decided to use these were new that I got. And it comes in 15, it's a 15 count. And I like it because they have a bold side and a fine side. So as you guys can see. So I'm going to be using these, and I like it because it has a large amount of colors that you can use. I normally use also the Crayola Super Tips. And these are also very fine tipped also. So it's just whichever you prefer. You can use highlighters. I have used highlighters before. So you guys know I like using Sharpie. So I have the Sharpie highlighters also. And then the pens that I like to use when I write in my book are the Sharpie pens. So I have the Sharpie pens. They're all fine point. So it's whatever you prefer. So normally I write in Sharpie once I start adding my notes, or you can definitely use just a regular black fine point pen. So I do use this one normally when I first read through my book first, and I will show you guys that shortly. And how you begin to create a key is you can just grab a sheet of paper, and this is my little do not forget donut. So this was just a gift that I have, and I just have it sitting. So I had some paper that I got off of it. And what I do is I normally take a look in the book. So you look around to see what the book has. You have, looks like key verses or sentences out of the the passages. You have a lot of scriptures in here. So that's kind of based on how I decide on how or what I'm going to be annotating and how I create my key. So what I have here so far is scripture references. When it gives a scripture reference, understand, words to define, questions, any questions that I may have or questions the book asks. Then you have to do, if it tells me something that I need to do, like if it's telling me that I need to pray or write something out or anything like that, I have that to do. Then you have strong key points, things that really pop out to me, like I just absolutely don't want to forget this. I put it in a certain color. And then you have key points where it's really good, but it's nothing like I just have to write down or have on a sticky note, something that I can refer to immediately to something. So I just have it as a key point. And then it has prayers in here. So at the end of the chapters, it has a wrestle with this and a remember. And then if it just, again, if you have prayers that you want to do or anything like that, you can have that also highlighted. Of course, you guys know I do my verses and everything. So I'm going to go over all of that. So once you have the list of everything that you're wanting to write in your book, and of course, as you're reading, if something else sticks out to you that you want to add to your list, it's never too late to add it, but you want to have a beginning point. So when you start writing in it and start annotating, you know how to color code everything. And so I tried to keep all my books using the same method, and just add to it as I continue to go if need be. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write out, I already written out, but I'm going to choose the colors that I want to use. Now I try to keep it the same also with how I highlight in my Bible, so that way if I want to write certain verses that were in the book and I want to put it into my journaling Bible, I can. And then a way it just keeps everything organized. So this is what I have so far. And what I do is I'm going to pick out some colors. So first, I know that blue is for scripture references. So I'll highlight this in blue, so I know that I'm going to use blue for that. So I can put that to the side. And then what else off the top that I already know is this orangey color is what I use for questions. So you'll put questions in this orange color. So then I'll put this to the side. And then the next, I'm sorry if I hit the camera. The next one is question or the words that I want to define. So you guys know I do that in green. So we'll put that in green. And then my strong key points and key points. Now, if you look at my other book, I have it in, you have strong key points in this pinkish color. And so this is kind of how I try to keep things the same. So I'll pull the color out so I can see. I have it for the strong, and then the regular is the pink. So again, I try to keep everything as close as possible, but because I'm using new markers, we try to keep it kind of the same. So then I'll look here, and if you can see, it kind of has two colors that match the same thing. So I'm going to pull those out. And so for the strong key point was this color, which was this one. So I'm going to put that here. And then key point was in this pink color. So I'll put that over there. So then now I have three other things. So I'll look back into my other book to see if I had a specific color. So understanding was purple. So then I'll grab the purple. So then I know that's purple. And then to do, I had in yellow. So then I'll use this light yellow that it has. And then the last thing I have is prayer. So now I have these few colors left that I can choose from. So that way, I have everything that I need. So let's go with, we'll do this greenish color. Well, let's see how different it looks, because you don't want two the same thing. So you see how this one and this one are kind of alike. So I won't do that one because it'll be too close together in color. You can definitely do, let's see this one. Okay, so this one's a different shade. So this one is possible, because you don't want too many things that, see, so like this one and this one pretty much go close together. So we won't do that. So the last thing that we have are the pinks. So we'll look at the pink. So this one's like a bright pink. And this one is a brighter purple. So now that I see that this pink is brighter than this pink, so I will definitely change this key point to this pink. So I'll just highlight over it. So I'm going to change it to this one. And then, so my prayer will use as this one. Let's see. Guys, and this is always the hardest part. So we'll do prayer in this color, this brighter purple color. And then we'll put these back. So now you kind of have your standard point, and that's pretty much what I do, you guys, to decide on what I'm going to be using for which thing. And then of course, as you can see here, I had put thoughts in black and red. So then I write my ink color for my notes are in black and red. So normally when I begin to read, I start to write my notes out in just plain pen. Now you can definitely use any other color that you like. So first we're going to add the key. So we're going to put it here. And you can choose any page. If you guys want to do it in the front, you can do that. If you want to write it on, and that's what we'll do. We'll do it right here in the front. So then you just take your key. And you'll get your pen. And you're going to write out annotating key. You'll do annotating key like that. And then you start writing out everything that you have. So you can do a bullet point and do scripture writing, or a scripture reference, I'm sorry. And you don't have to write the whole thing out. You can abbreviate it. You have understand. You have words to define. And then you have questions. You have to do. Then you have strong key point. You have key point. And then you have prayer. And definitely as you start reading and going further into your reading, you can add different things, and you can just use all of this. So then you know that this was the prayer. And of course you always want to check before you put it here. And I'm just going to go over the bullet point. So I know that it's purple. Then this other purple was understand. So you go over the understand. You have yellow as the to do. So you just go over the bullet point. You have the green for words or words defined. Then you have the orange for the questions. And then you have this one for the strong key points. And then you have the pink for the key points. And then you're going to do the blue for the scripture reference. So then you have your key in the inside of your book. And that's all you do. It's very easy to start out your key. You can start off with a few basic things first, so that way you have something to start with. And then as you begin to read, again, you can definitely start adding to it. And how I begin, you guys, is, again, I use a pen because normally I always have this pen with me if I'm out. And annotating is pretty much writing your thoughts within the book. And it's just basic things so that way when you write your notes out, your Cornell style notes, if you decide to do that, again, everything that I share with you guys is just a guide or a suggestion. You don't have to do it that way. So as I begin to read, this is chapter 1. If I have any notes or things like that, I begin to box things, underline things, and then I go back and begin to color code it. Now the reason why I do it separately, because when I'm reading, I can focus reading things that stick out to me. If I see that it's a question or something like that, I just, without distraction, I just go ahead and just start highlighting. And again, I may read the chapter once or twice, maybe even 3 times, to just make sure that I grasped everything that I read, that I didn't miss anything. And again, annotating helps you slow down your reading so that you don't begin skimming through, to hurry through the chapter if you're being rushed or things like that. So that is why I annotate. People don't like to write in their books. I do. I feel like when I'm writing in my book, I'm really taking the time to really get into the book, especially any biblical books that share different things, and it gives you a lot of insight. So that is why I annotate. And I annotate in all my books. So if it's something that it's a scripture, of course, you guys know I do it in blue. But if it's something that really stands out to me, I'll put an asterisk star next to it. If I find something that says something and I want to write it out, I put a note there for myself to list these things in my notebook. If there's words in there, even if you know a word and you just want to define it, I'm good for that. I like to, it has jealous, envious, happy. If it's something that has like something of significance and I just want to write the definition out, I will circle it to define it. And that's what I do. I write different things, notes to myself. If it's something that's written in there that I really thought stood out, I will make it in bolder print on the page. Again, if it's a scripture reference, I box it or underline it. And you just go through your chapter, and that's what you do. If it says something, if the whole page is about something specific or a word that sticks out to me, you guys, I will write it in bold so I know. And that's what I do. I just go through, and I first go through with black pen or a pencil. You can even do it with a pencil before you start to highlight it. And if you have time, read the chapter once or twice to take your notes. And this is not like all your notes. This is just key things that stick out to you as you read. Maybe there's a thought that comes to mind when you read a sentence. Questions you may ask yourself and anything like that. If there's something that you're reading and it reminds you of a person or something, you can write their name on the side and things like that. So then when you go back to write notes, and I'm going to show you guys how I begin to write my notes. And I use, again, the Cornell method. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. And I've been using the Cornell method of note-taking for different things, for my Bible study notes and everything. And all it is just, sorry for moving the camera. You're bolding the top line where you're going to title it. So you can put chapter 1. And then you have your right side is larger than your your left column. So this side is just like your key points. So if it was something off of honesty, you'll put honesty here, and then your more notes on this side. If it brought up a person, you're going to put the person and then more information on the right side. If it talked about, for instance, if it brought up Rachel, you'll put Rachel over here and then more inside. Or if you put Rachel and you looked her up and you wanted more information about Rachel, who she is or what her name means or things like that, you'll put the name over here and then the definitions here. If you defined a word, you put the word over here, the definition over here. Now, if you want, I normally put 4 lines up and say you use this to summarize what you read. Or you can put a little prayer here that's, over what you read. Or if your notes are continuing, don't put the dark line just yet. You keep going, and then if you say you need to continue because your note's not done, you use those notes up until you go to the next page. If that makes sense to you guys. And, it's just kind of up to you how you want to do your notes. You can do your notes in Cornell style. You can do your notes just plain notes. I was trying to see if I had my book for Why Her close by so I can share with you guys. Let me see. So here is my Why Her, or I'm sorry, Lady in Waiting. And this is what I mean. So I just write it. I put the black dark line at the top. I put the 1 for chapter 1 and then the title of it. Now you can title every page. You don't have to. If there's something specific that you're getting into, then you can use that there. But this is what I do. I put if there's a title for the section, you can put that there. The words, the definitions, and then I use symbols. So, this is a strong key point, a regular key point. So if it's something specific, you can do that. Scripture reference, I put SR with the circle around it with the scripture and then more information about it. You have question marks, so if there's questions on there. And I just keep going, and that's how I take my notes. If there's extra things, so if I have different questions, you can add paper to your notebook so you can add more notes. Like after you're reading, you can keep going. So that is pretty much the plan and how I do my notes. And again, this is just a plain notebook that I got from Walmart. I decorated the front, and then I'll begin to start my notes on the next page. Now, because I use 3D stickers on this side, I won't, like, you can put a table of contents if you want, or you don't have to, and you just continue to start writing out your Cornell style. So again, you'll bold out the top line, and then you can make a smaller right side from the left, and then you just start taking your notes. And this is really good, you guys. So if you are a part of, doing book reviews or anything like that, and you want to give a true, honest review, and and you want to share it on YouTube, and you have notes to share or things like that, to me, it just makes it easier for your book reviews and things like that, because all your notes will be there. You've read the book in depth. You had, key things that you can stick out and share, and other people will probably get a better picture or understanding of what the book is about when you share it. And that's just for me. Not everybody operates that way, and that's fine. You don't have to write notes. You don't have to do anything that is not comfortable for you. But again, this is just an idea. And for those who are part of the Facebook group, you can definitely do the same thing on a PDF file. And I will show you guys that now, how we can annotate on a PDF file and actually share it within the group. Because in my Facebook group, I definitely ask that everybody will share your progress as you're reading the book. You answer the questions, because to me, a book club is not a book club without discussion and everybody sharing your thoughts. I know some things can get on a personal level, but I always say God give us all a testimony that we can share with each other. And if you guys watched War Room, and she said, some of the stories that you can tell and things that God has helped you through will help prevent other people from stepping on the same landmines as you did. And I have taken that to heart. So that is why I definitely like discussing things I don't feel that you should ever be ashamed of what you've gone through, because nobody is perfect. Everybody has their things that they have dealt with, and we all can help keep each other encouraged, keep each other moving forward, and just, talk about it. So I definitely encourage that in the group. So let's jump in so I can show you guys how we do annotating on a PDF file. Hey. Okay, so now this is the PDF file that most of you guys that are following on my Facebook group. This is the Bible study guide in the PDF form for Rachel and Leah for the Why Her. And I just want to show you, this is the PDF exchange viewer that I use to annotate. You can annotate for your PDF files. And it's kind of simple, you guys. This is a new software that I'm using. There is a paid version for it, but this one is free. And you kind of get the, pretty much everything that you need right up front. So I'm going to show you guys how to highlight. If you can see this little box right here, this is the comment box that you can use. And I just have it out so that it makes it easier, because you can definitely use it here, comment and markup tools. But this one, it helps you change the colors of things. So first we're going to show you how to highlight. So here's highlight, and we're going to make it yellow first. So you're going to highlight the section you need highlighted. You're going to go to right click it, and then you're going to go to comment, and you're going to go to highlight text. That's the first thing. Real simple. Then say you wanted to make a note for yourself. So you're going to go first, you're going to go to sticky note and make sure this is red. So you want to go to yellow so that it corresponds with this. So then you right click next to it, you go to the comment section, or I'm sorry, you go to add note, and you see that it's yellow. You can move this note box anywhere. And when you hover over the box, it glows, so that way you know that it goes with this. So then here you can add, write in prayer journal, for example. And that's how you can make notes. And you can make any kind of notes. You just have to click the color. If you're going to color code, it's the same thing like in the book. You create your own color code system, but instead of writing, you don't have to write it here. You'll just add it, on a piece of paper, on a sticky note, so that way you can see it as you're reading through the PDF file to highlight. You have different things here that you can do. You have, if you want to create a rectangle, of course you have to right click, and you're going to go to the select tool, and then you can go right here. I'm sorry, you're going to go, once you go to the select tool, you're going to go back to tools, go to comment and markup tools, and then you're going to go to the rectangle tool. And then when you have that, you're going to click over, you'll draw the box over what it is that you want to put in a box. Same thing. Sorry. Then if you want to make a note for that, use the same thing. You go to sticky note, click the default if you want to change the color. So if you want to do the green, kind of match that. If you want to do, say, a up arrow left kind of thing, so you'll click that here. Oops. Let's see. Right click and go. Oops. Sorry guys, it's okay. So you have that. Then you're going to click. Oh, you have to go. I'm sorry, you guys. You have to go to tools, and you want it to be your where is it, you guys? Right here. Your select tool. Then you can go to add note, and you see now you have the arrow, and you can move it. And then you can move this wherever you need it to go, but you know that the arrow is pointing to this box, and then you can put, if you had a reaction to it, wow. And that's that. And it's pretty easy. You just have to kind of play with it, kind of get, how you want to do things. You have call out boxes that you can use. You can change the different colors. and things like that. And then once you do that, again, you have to go to tools, communicating. You have a call out. You can do it just like that. So if you want to do it, and then you can put, again, wow, anything like that. And it's kind of up to you how you want to do your annotating. Especially if you have, we have our discussions and somebody may bring something up or a scripture reference pertaining to the same thing. And then you use that and you can add those notes to your thing. And I would definitely be sharing these annotatings for the Bible study book within the Facebook group also. You can screenshot it. You go to tools, go to basic tools, and you go to the snapshot tool. And when you do the snapshot tool, you highlight what it is you want to snapshot. And you heard it. It took the picture. And then you'll have it and it'll save into your documents and then in your photos, and then you just share it with the group. So you can take snapshots, you can, screenshot it from your computer. There's a lot of cool things, you guys, that you can definitely do. So this is an option for everybody who has the PDF files for it, and you can annotate. I definitely like using the PDF form, this one. I like using this because it gives you more options, and you can go back to read your notes and things like that. So it's an option, you guys. So I hope this was very helpful for you all. Let's jump back over to the book. All right, awesome. So I hope you guys got a better understanding on how you set up for your annotating. Today starts our official book club for Why Her and the study guide with Rachel and Leah. So I hope this helps you guys who are wanting to take notes and dive deeper into their book reading, and I hope it helps. Definitely leave your comments and questions down below. If you have any comments and things, I will be sharing my annotating and my note taking on a weekly basis. We read 2 chapters a week and work through each week Bible study. So it's 5 days of Bible study and 2 chapters in a week for each truth that is going to be shared within this book. I'm super, super excited about it. I hope everybody is ready. Again, I hope you guys will share your thoughts and your comments and things like that within the Facebook group for those who are following the Facebook group. Again, if there's other tools or things that you'll be using, I'm super excited to use these new markers. I think it'll be very helpful. And then, of course, using the smaller tips if you want to go over your pen. Because, again, I like to write in black pen first. So if there's something corresponding, I can definitely use the smaller tips to write over the words to color code it also. So I'm very excited with that, and we'll see what happens. So again, we'll be diving into chapter 1 and chapter 2 this week, and week 1 of Bible studies that goes with the Rachel and Leah Bible study. So until next video, you guys have a blessed day. Bye.